FOJ number 78. What's up, Jason?
Jeff, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. After a little technical issues of, amateur hour at my house, I'm good.
What did we learn this week, Jay?
Oh, we learned that we need a phone with more storage is what we need, and we need
Mhm.
to keep our stuff clean.
Yep. It is a gigabyte world, no longer a megabyte world. And so the more gigs you got, the better shape you're going to be.
Pretty much.
Pretty soon it's going to be a terabyte and a petabyte world. So,
Those two words mean absolutely nothing to me, so I'll take your word for it.
all right. I do hear Mike scratching, I think, a little bit on your shirt, by the way. I know we were trying to work through that earlier.
Well, let's see. I have dogs barking.
Dogs barking.
I have dogs barking. I got microphones scratching. Yeah, I'm expecting a kid home any minute. So, yeah, a lot going on here.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
So, a terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes.
Okay.
So, sounds like a lot, but it's not really when you start thinking about video streaming and all the stuff that we consume. So, it wouldn't surprise me that if you look at your like modem usage for Wi-Fi, broadband stuff like that, is you can easily get to a terabyte, I think, these days, especially if you're streaming in 4K and things like that.
I have no idea what I stream in. I have no idea.
All right. Well, that's terabyte. So that's 1,000 gigabytes. And then a petabyte is 1,000 terabytes.
So that would translate to 1 million.
Yeah.
Gigabytes.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a lot of space.
That is a lot.
Now we're talking like huge, huge space. But even still, a lot of video companies will definitely take up, that space for all the masters that they do and stuff like that. I would say, like, when I'm doing video editing, about an hour of 1080p footage, like once it's all said and done, is somewhere between 4 and 6 gigabytes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So a terabyte would hold, you said 1,000 of those. So, okay. All right. Yeah.
My MacBook I'm on right now has a 2 terabyte hard drive.
Oh, my goodness.
Or solid state. And I use 3/4 of it, no problem.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely, with all the different video and stuff like that we do. And that, I used to get away with like a terabyte, but when I started doing video, it definitely ate into that. And I was constantly having to like upload and download stuff. So now 2 terabytes kind of like the minimum, but it's expensive, man.
Do you save every episode? You have every episode you've ever done, like, archived somewhere?
Yep. To the cloud, baby.
Okay.
So it's not local, but yeah, I have a cloud copy that I can pull down whenever needed.
Nice.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, man. Don't want to lose stuff.
Send it to the cloud.
Yep. Oh, sorry. Now, number 78.
Yeah. No, real quick before we leave this, so the cloud to me isn't all that. I'm not all that familiar. So when you send something to the cloud, how do you retrieve it?
The same way you send it.
Like, do you got to pay money to get it, or do you have to pay money for cloud storage? Or
I have no idea. Great question, because in some certain instances, yes, you have to pay to recover it, but that is only a very. I would say that's a business use case. Mm-hmm. So for most consumers, no, you don't pay to upload, download. What you do is you pay for space. So, for example, if you have like Google Drive or OneDrive or Box or things like that, you pay a certain amount of money and they give you a certain amount of space every month. And it's like a remote hard drive, essentially.
Got it. Okay.
And so you store it up there, and then you have a copy. You don't have to worry about backup. iCloud is like that. So if you have like an iCloud account with, uploading your photos or Google Photos, things like that, same idea.
So that's totally gotten rid of the need for any external hard drive that you might have or used to have, or.
I would say yes for most people if they were doing it for like storage.
Yeah.
Most people, don't, like, if they have enough local space to operate and then they're uploading to the cloud, shouldn't be a problem for most people. But not everybody trusts the cloud. You want to have backups, blah, 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 blah.
Well, that, and I know a lot of people put stuff on like thumb drives and all that stuff. So,
which are another way to do it. Also very easy to lose and walk away with. So
yeah, for sure.
You have to be careful with that stuff. So you definitely want to encrypt it. But it is what it is. I won't get into hard drive security because I'm not on the clock right now. Unless you want me to.
No, it's funny. We were talking about how some people don't really care about that stuff. I think the common man doesn't really care about it because they don't know enough to need to care about it. And then there are folks who say, you better care about it, it's just kind of strange. My son my oldest is into protecting his own data and all that kind of thing. So,
it's a good idea. It's your data.
Yeah, I hear about it. Not all the time, but often enough to know that it's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing too is if things are working the way it's supposed to, you really shouldn't have to think about it. The service that you're using should be taking care of all that for you. And your responsibility is just make sure that no one else can get access to your account. That means, an ID and a password that only you know, a password that you're not sharing with any other service, because I'm sure nobody ever uses the same password for all their different systems. And then using MFA, multi-factor authentication, get the text message, get the little push notification on your phone, right? Things like that.
Got it.
That's easily the best thing you can do, like as yourself, definitely for all your banking information. If you're using just a password only, you are going to get hacked. It's just a matter of time. You may have already been and you just don't know about it. You should definitely put MFA in front of anything that you consider sensitive.
Yeah, no, I do that. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was Jeff's Security Corner.
There we go.
Like and subscribe.
Hey, the more you know.
Yep. Play the little NBC star going across the page.
Yeah.
Or the G.I. Joe, knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. That's correct.
Yep. So I went off 78. Who do we got for the Bears this week?
Oh, for me, there's only one 78 because I always defer to the 85 Super Bowl Bears first because they were my all-time favorite.
And you're a man of a certain age, as am I.
Yes, correct. And I will go to left tackle Keith Van Horn as my number 78 this week.
That's one that jumped out to me. Is he the guy that had the big neck roll as well?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Which wasn't super common back then.
No, but he was huge, as I recall. I think he was the tallest. And again, I think I've talked about this, but I had that Black and Blues Brothers poster back then when it was like the offensive lineman and they had the Blues Brothers from the movie, the hats, the sunglasses and stuff. And Keith Van Horn was on one of the ends, and that guy was taller than everybody else and just built like a Mack truck. He just is such a big dude.
Do you think his height and weight and all that stuff stands up to today? Or is he just huge for the time? Because I have his stats.
He was huge for the time. I know that for a fact. Now, how that would translate to today, let me guess. Let's see. I'm going to guess he had to be 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, and probably, let's see, offensive lineman tackle back then. I'm going to say 6'5", 270.
6'6", 281.
Okay. All right.
Pretty close.
Well, yeah, not bad. All right. Yeah. And not fat at all. I mean, this dude was like built.
Mm.
So, as I recall, I mean, I don't know how he is now, but
yeah, I don't either. He's 68 years old now, so I'd be surprised.
Kidding.
But who knows?
Man, these guys are getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
I'm surprised you didn't go with Stan Jones, the Pro Football Hall of Famer, as a defensive end back in 54 to 65.
Well, I'm a man of an advanced age, but I'm not that advanced.
That's fair.
That's before my time.
Yeah. Let's see. So we got Bears. We have talked hard drive space, or at least just media space. We got a few different things we want to talk about, but I feel like we should start with a baseball update because if I recall last time we talked, you mentioned about something about an All-Star game, and you reminded me again.
So yeah, I've got two different baseball things going on. I've got the kids' season kind of winding down, and we're in the midseason of the adult league that I coach. So we had our midseason all-star game. Now, how it worked was, since our team's in first place, my friend that I coach with and we coached the team, and it was our league against three other leagues in like this round robin type tournament thing. It's like two teams played, the other two teams played on another field like across the way, then the winners played and the losers played. So pretty interesting. I can't recall the last time I was involved in a 9-inning game where the final score was 1-0. Really well played, well pitched game. We lost 1-0. Just couldn't push a run across. We left guys on base and all this kind of stuff. And this dude from the other team, we had a guy hit a ball dead center into the fence. Guy just it was one of those collapsible plastic fences, so it wasn't like something. We weren't playing in like a stadium, or we weren't even playing a high school field. We were playing in like the inner city of Chicago, like 31st and Cicero, called this place called Petrovsky Park. And I mean, you're talking about as inner city as it gets here, if you know what I'm saying. You know, the field wasn't in the best shape or anything like that, but this tournament was hosted by one of the other leagues, so it wasn't really our thing. We just kind of got invited and decided to go. But
it sounds like you're playing on the Sandlot.
Yeah, it was very. It had a little Sandlot feel to it. I mean, there were these leagues that at least I'm involved in. The guys who run them are primarily Hispanic. So, I mean, there were food trucks there. There was music going on. There was, a bunch of fans with the cowbells, tacos everywhere. It was awesome. I mean, it was fun. But so this guy goes up. We had two guys on. This guy hits a ball dead center. Guy for the team on the dead run makes a catch over the shoulder, dives over the fence, falls, and I don't know how, but he held on to the damn ball to save the game in like the 8th inning. And that was our last chance. So we lost 1-0. So we wind up playing the other loser of the other game, and I think it was 8-8 after 7 innings. So we played a 9-inning game, and then we're at 7 innings. We had guys who had to go to work. We had a guy get hurt. We had another guy sore. Both teams were out of pitching. We're like, okay.
Did they call you up?
No. No, we said, like, look, we're not 18 anymore. Guys were tired. Guys were starting to get hurt. We're like, let's just call it at 8-8 and be done with it. So that's what we did. So that was that. A lot of fun though. Got to play with some of the other guys from around the league. I think there were 4 guys who played on the Chicago Police Department team that were on our team. So it's kind of cool to hear from them. One of these guys plays a doubleheader and then had to go to work a 6 to 6 midnight shift, which was kind of crazy. And then I found out a lot of the guys from the CPD team are actually officers from all around the Chicago suburbs and area and stuff. So there was a Bolingbrook cop. There was a LaGrange cop. We had a state trooper on our team, and these dudes are athletes, of course. I mean, the police officers, right? I mean, they're great shape.
I mean, you hope so, but not every police officer is an athlete. These guys were, but super cool guys. I mean, you ask them any question about their job, they seem to enjoy talking about it, so that was cool. And then just some other dudes from around the league that we've competed against, things like that. So it was fun. I'm just super impressed with guys who in their 30s, in their 40s can still play and play well, and I'm so far away from being in that kind of playing shape. It's not even funny, but those guys can still do it. I mean, he's still like guys throwing 85, 87 miles an hour on the mound, and guys hitting the ball with a wood bat. I mean, the fence was almost 400 feet. So, it was like major league dimensions. And these dudes were hitting the ball all over the field. But, yeah, it was fun. But it was a good time. Like I said, the food was great. Music was great. Saw some shady characters in the parking lot, if you know what I'm saying.
But
like people who were in the shade. What do you mean?
Just some folks that probably didn't need to be there, if you know what I'm saying. Just
They
kind
were
of
just there
moseying
for the
around.
tacos?
They were not there for the tacos. I think they were there for what was inside people's cars and things like that. And a guy that was there, another coach in our league who happened to show up to the game, said he got approached in the parking lot and somehow got out of it. I don't know, but he was approached by 3 other dudes that were up to no good, if you know what I'm saying.
Making trouble in the neighborhood.
Making trouble in the neighborhood. That's right. But other than that, it was fine. But it was just kind of cool because people were also selling food on the street, and there was a couple ice cream carts going up and down, and just families all over the place having a good time. And so it was cool. It was cool to see like what a Sunday afternoon in the city is really like. So it was neat.
Did you avail yourself of any of the food items?
I did. I had a couple of street tacos. One at a steak street taco. I had an El Pastor street taco, which was excellent, and I had a shrimp street taco, which was also excellent. Homemade pico de gallo. They had a slaw mix instead of lettuce, which was outstanding. Cooked right there to order. Outstanding. They also had burgers and hot dogs and stuff, but I can get that anywhere.
You can get that anywhere.
Gotta go for the tacos, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even the gringos go for the tacos. Yeah, it's good.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I was in Chicago area last week. We weren't able to connect while I was there, but I did go downtown Wednesday night to get some Pequod's pizza.
Oh, nice.
First time I'd been there, but my wife's side of the family swears on it. It was okay. Pequod's.
Never heard of it. Okay.
Chicago style tavern pizza, whatever. We met some family members who went to the Cubs game earlier in the day where the Cubs scored like 20 something runs.
Oh, they went to that game. Yeah,
Yep.
Sure.
So kind of met people downtown. So it was hot. It was humid. We were looking forward to some pizza, and it was good pizza, but unfortunately the air conditioning did not work in Pequod's. So that made for a very warm pizza enjoyment environment for that evening, but it was still fun.
Nice.
Yeah. I've never had Pequod's before. I was going to
say, where is Pequod's?
Where is Pequod's? I'll have to look it up on a map. I want to say north side. Let me look. I'll look it up here real quick. So Clybourne Avenue.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically Webster and Clybourne.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of right off of, 90 that goes north there along the north branch of the river.
Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of familiar with that area. I roughly know what you're talking about. I envision Clybourne and Division.
I don't know where Division is in relations to it, but Armitage would be the other big road. And then Fullerton would be like the next big one up after that. So kind of nearby Wrigley, but not.
Then it's way north of Division.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, as soon as you said Armitage, yeah, okay.
North of Goose Island too.
Yeah, I have a customer that's on Armitage, not far from Clybourne. So yeah, okay.
All right, well, go stand by Pequod's, get some pizza. Nice. It was decent. We had somebody in our group that had never been to Chicago before, so was getting the full food tier between hot dogs and pizza and stuff like that.
Nice. Well, since I mentioned the customer, I'll shout out Budlong's Chicken on Armitage.
Okay.
Good stuff. Part of the Crave-worthy brands group. Anyway.
Everything is a brand group now, right?
Yeah.
Crave-worthy's hard to find anything that isn't.
Yeah, Crave-worthy's got a lot of different like little concepts. They've got stuff at Oakbrook Mall. They've got stuff at Woodfield Mall. They're good in like malls and college campuses. So they got some cool stuff.
Yeah, let me look at their website here. So Big Chicken, Fresh Brothers, Wing It On, Time,
Wing It On, they're
Gregory's Coffee.
They're a customer of mine. Yep.
Budlong, the one you mentioned, Barbara, Beatty's Mongolian Grill. Familiar with that one. Flat Top, and then something called Tsum Tsum, Mediterranean Fast Casual.
Yeah, they got some different concepts, which is pretty neat. So.
So you went to Budlong? Is that where you went?
I've been to Budlong. They are a customer of mine. They've got, I think it's 5 locations in the Chicago area. Mostly, yeah, just chicken
Nashville hot
sandwiches.
chicken is kind of their thing.
Yeah, and it's good. It's very good. Their chicken sandwich is what I like about their chicken sandwich is it's thick.
Yeah.
And the breading is like really loose. So I'll admit the sandwich is kind of a mess, but it's awesome. So
have you been to Fry the Coop?
I have.
I went there while I was in Chicago, and
What'd you think?
it was good.
Yeah.
It looks spicier than it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the chicken and waffles because, of course. And so I was like, all right, I want the chicken as mild as possible. I don't want just like plain chicken though. Like that's boring. Like I'm hoping for some seasoning, a little bit of spice, but not anything crazy. Mm-hmm. And she puts this on the tray, and I'm like looking at this chicken that is orange. I'm like, oh no, oh no. And their air conditioning wasn't working either. So I'm like, all right, this is going to be fun times. But it was actually paprika that was making it more orange than.
Oh, okay.
Than what I was thinking of, like like a wing sauce or something.
Total hot sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was good. I'd give it a solid 7. Chicken was good. The waffle was too spongy. Like it wasn't well done enough for me, but it was fine.
Okay.
I'd say a 7 is a good score for me. I grade on a very tough scale.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So that the baseball all-star experience was a success. And then we picked the season back up on Sunday, and depending on how my kids' team does, because it's our last tournament with them this weekend, I will be there because that season runs through the middle of August. So it's kind of a all summer long type thing.
You have no off season, man, when it comes to baseball.
No, honest to God. And while we're on the subject, so the kids' team, like I said, their last tournament is this weekend, but this week we were off, so we were having tryouts for next year. So when the kids get to high school, you tend to expand your roster by a couple of players. Add a little bit more pitching, just based on kids' availability, because when they play the high school season, we're not playing anything in the spring. So we have them for practice up until about the end of February, and then they go off to their high school season, which runs typically through the end of April, depending on how far they go in the high school playoffs. I mean, obviously the freshmen, so that unless they get called up, which is very rare, their season ends end of April, and then we get them back for the summertime. So our goal was to get our roster up to 14, maybe 15 kids. We carry 12 right now. We are going to part ways with one kid who and only because there's nothing against him. He just doesn't seem to want to play baseball as much as the other guys. And it's going to cost us games. It has cost us games. And it's like, if he still wants to play, we'd like to put him on a different team in our organization that just isn't quite as competitive, if that makes sense. And we want to put him in a better situation to succeed for himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you said I want to send him down to the farm league.
Yeah, exactly. So we tried out a bunch of guys for our team for next year. But what I didn't know, and what my other assistant coach didn't know, was that there are 2 15-year-old teams in our organization. There's ours, who's managed by the president or the owner of the organization, and then there's another one. What we didn't know was the other team was also going to be at this tryout, meaning it turned into a whole organization tryout. Can you guess what ensued when this tryout happened?
I'm guessing hurt feelings or jealousy.
Yes. How did you know, Jeff? So there were 3 instances where there were guys that both teams really liked. And again, we organized the tryout. We did not know the other team was going to be there. Now the head of our organization, again, who's our manager, he did know they were going to be there, but he didn't bother to tell us. So he kind of put himself into this situation. Anyway, the three guys we really liked, they really liked, and it kind of put the head of our organization in a little bit of a bind. And let's just say we wound up with all three of them because we wanted them. And the other team is very, I'm just going to call it what it is, very butthurt over the fact that we kind of trumped them and took these three guys.
Now, how is that possible? Because there's more prestige for the one team versus the other one?
Well, one, we made it very clear right there and then that we wanted these guys. Like, we were saying, look, we want to offer these dudes right now before they leave the parking lot. That way they know we want them. We don't want them to go try out for anybody else. They're going to fit in with our guys. We made the decision. The other team was like, okay, they're in Ohio this week. In fact, they're there right now. They were saying, okay, we want to think about it. We do like them, but, we've got things going on. We'll make a decision when we get back. And I'm like, you can't, sorry. If you want them, you got to let us know now. And then we'll talk about it. And they weren't ready to make the decision. So we made the decision. We offered them. We took them. And now they're all ticked off about it. So we got that going on. Luckily, I'm just an assistant coach. I don't have to be around to clean up that mess. I don't got to deal with it.
No politics.
No politics for me. Our president has handled it. He's handled it pretty well. We did wind up with all three of them. He's going to try out some more kids to put on that other team. And hopefully these kids that he tries out are good, and I'm sure they will be. And hopefully everything will be fine. I think the fact that we wound up with three guys and they don't have anybody yet is probably the issue. But I think once they fill out their roster, I think they'll be okay. So it's just kind of.
How does this not happen again? Is this just a communication issue with the other teams and the president?
I think he's got to let it be known that, hey, I run the organization. We're holding tryouts. Because I run the organization, I get first dibs on any player that comes through. He's the one who also, put out that the organization's having tryouts. He's the one who organized it. He's the one who advertised it, all that stuff. So, but what he needs to do a better job of is kind of saying in the beginning, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try out this group. If there's guys that, we pass on that you still like, have at it. But it needs to be fully explained in the beginning before anything like this happens. So
that basically one team has dibs.
Yeah.
And whoever they pass on, you guys get choice of leftovers.
Yeah. Most organizations have like an A team, a B team, and a C team, or, however many down the line. Most organizations do have it where you try out for the organization, and then you're kind of placed where the coaches think you belong, right? Unless in some cases, some coaches bring their entire team to an organization and then they'll just leave them as that. They just wanted to change organizations for whatever reason or something like that. But if you're an individual player, a lot of the big time organizations, you try out for that organization and then they place you on whatever team they think you belong. This is our guy's first year running this. Obviously he's kind of learning on the fly. I think he learned a lesson on this one that, hey, if this is going to be set up, it's got to be, no confusion, no gray area. This is how it is. This is how teams are picked. This is how players are placed, that kind of thing. So hopefully he's learned. And I think, again, once their roster's filled out, they'll be happy and, bygones will be bygones and we'll just move on. So I think it'll be fine.
Especially if they do well and the other team doesn't, or those players don't.
Yeah.
Do as well.
And honestly, hey, full disclosure, I can't leave this out of there. We played those guys 3 times this year. 2 of them were kind of friendly games, like just kind of, practice games. One of them was in the finals of a tournament. They did beat us twice. So I think there's a little bitterness behind that, but the first practice game, we absolutely shelled them. Like it was like 20-5 or something like that. Second practice game, there was kind of an agreement because it was in the middle of the week between tournaments for both teams. So it was kind of an agreement like, okay, we're going to pitch different pitchers and, throw kids that don't usually throw. It was just kind of a friendly type thing. We did that. They threw their 2 top guys at us, in hopes of beating us, I think, based on the other time, and didn't disclose that that's what they were going to do. And we wound up losing the game 4-3 in the last inning. And then we played them, and it was actually the last game we played before this little break that we've had, where it was pouring rain. We went up big. Then they caught us. We went up again. They caught us again. We ran out of pitching. And, it was just one of those things where, the kid that we're actually going to cut, the ball kind of found him in the outfield and he just couldn't come up with it. And we had a chance to tie the game, but unfortunately we had this kid on third base who just, for whatever reason, he's such a nice kid and I love him. He's got the best personality, decent pitcher, decent hitter, but Jeff, he cannot run to save his life. I mean, you're talking about, just the slowest of the slow, and he knows it. He's the guy we just happened to have on third base at the time. Any other guy on third base, we win the game, but we just couldn't send him because he wouldn't get there. So it just happened to be that part of the lineup, and then we lost by 1. So they beat us by 1 twice. So whatever.
So what does that kid do? Just go get faster? Like, is that something they care about? Or they're just like, yeah, whatever.
I don't know how you just get magically faster.
Well, I mean, you can train.
You can train, and it's not like he's big. I mean, he's a bigger kid, but I wouldn't say he's fat or anything like that. He just can't do it. And yeah, maybe he could train a little bit. He is working out with the high school football team. But he's going to be a center, a center and a defensive tackle. So there's not a whole lot of running involved in that. I mean, yeah, you got to be athletic and things like that, and it'll help him get stronger. But as far as faster, I don't know. I think as he gets older, I think he'll do more pitching than anything. And when you pitch, obviously you don't have to run. So with us expanding our roster, I think that'll allow us to have him pitch more and play the field less, if that makes sense. And then we could kind of maneuver it that way. But he's such a nice kid, and he's the best teammate. He's involved in everything. He's active. He's vocal. Just a guy. He's a glue guy. That I refer to kids like that as glue guys, just guys that you want on your team because they just fit. And I love the kid. I think he's just a fantastic kid to have around. I just wish he ran a little bit faster. So yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah. So, but yeah, again, I think after all is settled down and when we reconvene in November after this weekend for practice and things like that, and they've got a complete roster, we have a complete roster, and we'll work the kids out to hopefully together, and I think everything will be fine.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, it's good.
So yeah, last tournament this weekend, and what's cool is we are guaranteed to finish with a winning record. So I'm excited about that because we did not finish with a winning record last year.
So what's your prediction for this year?
You mean the end?
Yeah.
Well, right now we're 23-17. We're playing probably the toughest tournament that we've had all year. I'm hoping we do get a win out of it. I don't know if we'll make it to bracket play. So I think best case scenario, we go 2-1 and make it to bracket play, and which would put us at 25-18. I honestly think we come out of there 24-19. probably don't make bracket play, and then that'll end the season. So we finish that would have us finish the season 5 games over 500. And last year we finished 3 games under 500. So yeah, I'd be happy with that.
It's a pretty decent swing.
Yeah. So yeah, no, overall successful season. And then next year, my son Joshua takes over as manager, and I'll be helping him. And yeah, that'll be a whole lot of fun. So that'll be good.
How do you think that's going to work with Josh taking over?
I think it's gonna be great. I think because he's young, he'll be 21 by the time he takes over the team. He's been to a couple games. He's already met all the kids, at least all the kids that we currently have. He was at 2 of the tryouts, so he's met 2 of the guys that we've added. I think it's gonna be great. I think the kids will relate to him. I think he's got a lot of energy. He played 3 years of high school baseball, lost his freshman year to COVID. He played 3 years of college baseball and, did well. He was all conference in high school, knows the game, was a captain in college. So yeah, I think he'll bring something a little bit different, a little younger. He'll bring a little more of an edge to our
Some
team.
money ball.
Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, it's not a volunteer. I mean, this is like a job to him. I mean, he is being paid to do this by the organization. So, I know, and knowing him, he would take it seriously anyway, but he's excited. He's ready to go. And, yeah, I think it'll be fun.
That's cool.
And we've already decided, hey, all decisions are his. Me and the other assistant coach, we're just there to help. So yeah,
that's cool. It's exciting. It's fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's something that I got a little taste of coaching with one of my kids a few years ago when Justin was coaching a summer league team in Minnesota. I got to coach with him, I think 3 weekends. I helped him out because he came down to Illinois twice, and I think once they went to Kansas City, and I went with him for that. So I got a little taste of what it's like to coach with my son, and it was fun. I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to this.
Baseball runs in the McGuigan family.
It truly does. It truly does. So yeah, that's my baseball story for this week. I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the pros. I know the Cubs seem to be kind of going up and down on a roller coaster. The Sox are hanging on. They were losing when I shut off the TV a little bit ago. I don't know how they're doing now, but they were a game ahead in first place after coming out of Cleveland. So yeah, things are good. Things are good.
Sox are still in first. Cubs are 7 games back behind the Brewers.
Okay. But I think they still hold a wild card spot right now. So that's
it's close. Only half the season. So
yeah, I think they just passed the halfway point of the season. Both teams have one All-Star, which I mean the guys who they picked are definitely deserving, but there's probably 1 or 2 more White Sox. What's frustrating as a Sox fan is so the Sox are in first place. They have 1 All-Star. Cleveland and Detroit have 3 All-Stars, and then Kansas City and Minnesota have 2 All-Stars. But the Sox are in first place, but they only have 1 All-Star. So, I mean, most of it's popularity contest anyway, and then you've got the rule where every team has to be represented. So even if the team sucks, you got to send 1 guy. And that's not always deserving. And I'll be the first to say when the Sox were on their way to 122 losses, they shouldn't have sent anybody, but they did. So, it's fair. But hey, Miguel Vargas for the Sox and Pete Crow Armstrong for the Cubs will represent Chicago. And yeah, it'll be good. They're both deserving.
Yeah, but doesn't it suck to be like you're only there because... Like not because of skill or talent or stats or anything, but like it's like a participation prize. Like
it totally is.
Do the players like understand and get that, and how do they feel about it?
I'm sure they do, and I don't think they'll ever really disclose that. But at least this year, the 2 guys that again, represent the Cubs and the Sox, are both definitely deserving. Their numbers back up their reason for going. It's not participation trophies for them. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a couple guys out there where you look at, you're like, do they really belong there? And
Mm-hmm.
there are other guys who you think, yeah, those numbers, they belong. But you know what? There's going to be controversy every year. Guys get snubbed. Guys get, picked because they have to, and it happens every year. So
I'm looking at ESPN, and they did an article. It was today about putting midseason grades for all the teams. And the White Sox have an A+.
They should. I think it's well deserved.
Mm-hmm. The only other team with an A+ is the Milwaukee Brewers.
I would agree with that as well.
The Cubs are at a B.
It's been, like I said, it's been such a roller coaster for them. They win 10, they lose 11, they win 10. It's just they beat a team like 22-3 one night, and then 3 nights later they lose 17-1. So it's just been so weird. But despite all of their injuries to their pitching staff that they've had, for them to be where they are, which is like 7 games above 500 or something like that, is pretty remarkable. So I guess a B is fair. The one guy that you would have thought would have been better, and maybe he will be eventually, is the guy they signed in the offseason, Alex Bregman. They paid him a shit ton of money. And so far, honestly, he hasn't been worth it. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Well, that was the story of the article, was injuries to the pitching. And,
they've got they've kind of duct taped that pitching staff together. They just kind of keep rolling, man.
I mean, do they have assets or anything they can go out and get pitching to make a run to fix it?
There are guys available, and I would say probably both the White Sox and the Cubs are probably looking for the same thing. They probably both need a starter, an established starter who's going to be healthy and give you starts down the stretch, and they probably both need bullpen help. So, and bullpen help sometimes is hard to find because you got to give up. Obviously, you got to give to get, and I think the Sox have a little more available to give. But I mean, Cubs have prospects too. It's just a matter of how much. What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up a decent prospect for a guy that's probably going to only be there the rest of this year and then go sign as a free agent somewhere else? I don't know. Obviously, the big looming question over everything is, will there be baseball next year? As far as collective bargaining agreements and stuff with the union and the owners. So, that's going on kind of in the background. And from what I understand, they're nowhere near any type of an agreement. And we could be in for a work stoppage after this year. So it depends on how teams want to handle that.
How realistic is a work stoppage?
I think it's very realistic.
Is it?
Owners want a salary cap. Players don't. Owners want to stop this deferred contract business. Players don't. Then those are two big things. I think there's some service time issues that the players want that the owners don't want to give. I'm sure there's other issues too, but I know the two big ones are deferred contracts and salary cap. Baseball is the only major sport that does not have some sort of salary cap. They have a luxury tax, but not a salary cap. And I think the owners are tired of that.
Mm-hmm.
As well as I do, baseball salaries are out of control.
Yeah. Well, especially that with the creative accounting that some of those teams are doing.
Well, yeah. And I know everybody blames the Dodgers, and I understand that. But, I mean, there are other teams that do it. It's just they don't do it as often as the Dodgers do. So. And there's also owners that complain that some teams don't spend enough.
Yeah.
Like they don't care. They want
floor in addition.
Yeah, salary floor, or a competitive floor that says, hey, you're going to own a baseball team. You cannot put a team out there that's only going to win 60 games just because you're satisfied with how much money you make. So, and I get that too.
Mm-hmm. So players want to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a cap is inevitable.
Yeah.
So how do you diffuse the player's desire to make more money? More guaranteed contracts?
Maybe. I think they also. Oh, I know one of the other things was they wanted to put a cap on the length of a contract.
Mm-hmm. The players or the owners?
The owners want to. Like they don't want guys to sign these 10-year deals anymore. I think they wanted to maximize a player, like a free. If you just sign a free agent, you couldn't sign him for more than 5 years. And if you wanted to keep your own free agent, you could sign him for 6 years. I think that's what the latest proposal was. And I think the players said, yeah, no, thank you. Because there are guys out there who sign. I mean, Shohei signed a 10-year deal. Bryce Harper a few years ago signed a 12-year deal. There are guys out there that have contracts. They sign in their mid to late 20s that take them all the way till they're, almost 40. And usually guys that are in their mid to late 20s aren't nearly as good at 38, 39, and 40, but that's when, sometimes the highest dollar amount is attached to the contract.
But that's also what the team has agreed to and negotiated.
That's what the team, it's an investment, right? It's, you kind of reap the benefits now and wind up paying it later. It's kind of it's almost deferring the contract without deferring the contract, right. if that makes sense.
And the only way out of it is for cause. So, player goes to jail, right? Does something that violates whatever their terms are. Injury probably isn't enough to void some of that. There might be some insurance or payment that kind of helps with, the financial side of it for the club, but that's not going to solve it.
Yeah. Or if the player decides to retire. Player says, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. And then obviously that voids the contract. So, and I think sometimes, and in some cases, I think they reach settlements with the teams.
Like if you have a $50 million payday and you're like, I'm going to retire, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right. Unless it's a forced retirement of some sort, but not by choice.
And the team says, tell you what, if you want to retire, we'll in your example, we'll give you 20.
Yeah.
And, player might say, okay, yeah, I'll take that. Or, I'll stick it out. I'll sit in your dugout on your bench for $50 million. No problem.
Right. I'll cruise around frequent flyer miles and.
That's right.
Yeah.
These guys make so much freaking money, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's another? It's another million to these dudes.
Well, it's more profit for the owners and more higher ticket prices and higher everything prices for the fans.
I will say this: baseball is as popular as ever. I read an article today, and it just proves, at least in this town, for Chicago, for the Sox, you put a good team on the field, people will come. They're averaging close to 27,000 people a game now, which a couple of years ago was unheard of. They were down around 12. And the game I went to, I think I told you this, I went to a game a couple weeks ago on a Monday night, and there were a solid 25,000 there. And it was exciting. Crowd was into it. Sox won it in the 10th. So yeah, I mean, the Sox fan base is here and wants to go and follows the team and has proven, you put a good product on the field, we'll go and support it, and they do. And I did one time. And full disclosure, I got the tickets for free from friends. So I didn't. But I did.
You probably got some concessions, right?
I did. I paid. Let's see. We bought. Get this. We bought 4. Granted, they were the large cans, but between Michelle and I, it's just 2 of us that went. We bought 4 large cans of Miller Lite, $12 a piece. Freaking crazy, man. So
those are Vegas prices right there.
Yeah, so between the beers and tips, we probably spent, I don't know, 58. Maybe.
Wait, what tip?
You tip the concession guy.
What?
I know, it's crazy because they hand. So everything's cashless, right? So there's no, you don't just throw the guy a 5 and all that stuff, and everything is, swipe the card on this, and what they do is they give you this to swipe the card and then they throw it in your face. And what do you want to tip the guy? So, we talked about this. It's such a tip culture, right? So yeah, you now tip the concession, dude. So we probably wound up paying about somewhere between $55 and $58 for 4 beers.
All right, hold on a second.
I know.
You're blowing my mind here because I'm trying to figure out how this works. So you got up and went to
no.
So okay, so this is the guy who comes around the stands and the seats. And
yes,
okay.
Correct.
Okay, that I guess that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who's carrying around, basically a cooler around his neck.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, and I don't mind tipping those guys.
Yeah,
I do mind.
I thought you were getting up and going to the counter.
Now that I would not tip.
Yeah, that I'd have a problem with.
Yeah, me too.
I get asked for a tip at the airport for getting my own bottle of water out of the thing.
Yeah,
and now I don't even if you have, I don't know if you've flown recently, but it seems like every store that has like a little shop has their own self-service thing now. And so you don't even have to talk to a person. You walk in, you grab your bottle of water, you go to the machine, you scan it yourself, you pay, and you walk out.
Crazy. So everything's like a kiosk now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
With, the occasional human who's just there stocking shelves.
Yeah, I guess you would call it more like a vending machine.
Yeah, it's a vending machine you walk into.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of money for beer.
But hey, attendance is up.
Yeah.
And it's a fun night out. I will say that we had a great time when we went.
Good.
So it's good.
Have you followed any of the World Cup?
I have watched. I've watched probably more World Cup soccer this year than I ever have.
Yeah, same here.
And so, okay, obviously we got to talk about last night's game.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, have you watched any of the other games?
I have.
I got 2 games for you. Did you watch Mexico, England?
Yes. Stayed up late Sunday after we'd flown back from Chicago area.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Really good game.
What a phenomenal game.
We weren't sure if we were gonna last the entire game, but we made it.
And then did you see any of Argentina, Egypt today?
No, I missed it because I was in meetings.
I had it on in the background. I had it going on my phone as I'm sitting next to my computer working. What a unbelievable comeback by Argentina. You heard what happened, I assume, right?
I did read a little bit of I guess some controversy as well around it too.
I guess a little bit. I don't know much about that, but what is it? Egypt went up 2-0. And obviously Argentina is the world number 1 team. They're also the World Cup defending champs, right? And they've got, Messi and all that. They didn't score till the 79th minute to make it 2-1. Then Messi scores in the 83rd minute, and then they scored again in extra time. I think it was +4 to win the game. It's like, oh my God. And you just see the looks on the Egyptian players just in shock of what happened. I was like, oh my God. So craziness.
Yeah. I've really enjoyed the World Cup so far.
As have I.
Even games that weren't close in a score perspective were competitive for most of the games.
I always tend to forget how physical and tough the game of soccer really is. Now, that being said, these guys dive all over the field, and I know they're on the verge of death.
I was like, okay, dude, there's a big asterisk there. You breathe on them, and they're gonna have to amputate a leg.
Yeah.
Oh, surely that person has broken their neck.
But I will say the conditioning these guys have to run up and down the damn field all for the equivalent of an hour and a half is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But God, what a disappointment last night was.
Yeah. The aerobic is challenging, but I don't know, the U.S. team they just didn't seem like they had it.
No.
Yesterday. They were on defense pretty much the entire first half, and finally got some offense going a little bit in the second half, but it was like turtle shell for Belgium. I just couldn't get anything going, and then just stupid mistakes. The goalie coming out on that one where he gave up the goal, and
the third goal.
Yeah, it was just it was not their night, but they just didn't seem like they had it. And I know people, like basically the entire world was rooting against the United States.
Yeah.
Because of the whole, red card situation and perception of Trump meddling with FIFA.
Yeah. And I know FIFA came out with a statement. They're like, yeah, he did call just like every other head of state calls when this kind of thing happens. And, we're an independent governing body. And FIFA is well known as being one of the most corrupt
it's very
governing
corrupt
bodies as it is. So,
right.
We don't even need to get into that. But
hey, maybe that's a perk of winning the first ever and only ever FIFA World Peace Prize or whatever. Maybe that's it. Uh-oh. Your Bluetooth die?
No.
What's the uh-oh?
No, I did nothing.
Okay. Well, it's definitely your Bluetooth is not working anymore, but that's fine. We'll just leave it.
Well, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you too. I just took the headphones out of my ear, so
okay.
Whatever.
That'll stop me from hearing the microphone brushing against your shirt, so I'm okay with that.
There you go. I'm gonna hit stop on that. So, all right, are we still going then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, the third goal really sucked the life out of them, and I think my son said it best in a text. He's like, "They are who we thought they were."
Yeah. They were better than prior years, but still,
not
competitive.
Good enough.
Not competitive at an elite level at the highest level of the game.
Yeah. Well, what Belgium? I learned is one of the top European teams.
Yeah,
they're top 10. Good. They're top 10 in the world, and you saw why.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know this. I think U.S. is ranked like 15th or something like that, and whatever rankings there are. So obviously Belgium was the better team, and you saw it. You saw it in the first half, and like you said, they had a little bit of jump in the second half. But really, I mean, I think USA had 2 shots on goal the whole game. One of them being the free kick.
Yeah, and the other one was I would say that was that free kick that went through.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to stop watching. I think the tournament's been great, and I'm going to watch it till the end. So I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we saw, Switzerland beat Colombia on penalty kicks.
That happened today, yes.
I think that's another upset. So there's been some upsets, especially the first week when Germany lost and someone else lost too. I can't remember who it was.
Brazil just lost on Sunday to Norway, I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah, Norway is great. That guy, Holland. He might be my new favorite player.
Yeah.
And the Norway cheer or celebration they do with the row, I love it. That's the kind of shit I can get behind.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see, the fan bases, how nutso they go for this stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, my first thought is, how did all these people get here?
Yeah.
And, how do they take the time off work and how can they afford this shit and all that kind of stuff? But man,
this is their Super Bowl for a lot of teams.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It's sure. Well, they don't call it football for nothing. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's been exciting. I've been watching it. I think it's good for soccer in the U.S. for sure. I love the fact that the games go on relatively uninterrupted for 45 minutes plus at a time, based on the half and the extra time, minus the hydration break stuff, which I get it. Got to do something around it, but I do enjoy sort of the uninterrupted flow of the game. They do have to do something about the diving, though. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Everybody does it. Goalies do it. When a player walks near them, they fall down and you feel like they've broken their arm or something. It's so ridiculous, and it really, really annoys the hell out of me.
It is annoying. It is, a lot of it is fake, and like I said, everybody's on the verge of death, and and then suddenly they're back up sprinting up and down the field. So I get it. A lot of drama and dramatics, and crying to the ref. I think the refs are hilarious when they basically tell them, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I love the one guy. There was one guy who gave it just a look.
Yes.
And he just pointed. It's just all right. I'm guy turned around, all right, I'm not gonna mess with this one. But yeah, they're just there's just something about the players. And I get it. You get kicked in the shins or leg, whatever, it's going to hurt. Sure. But
it's part of the game.
Yeah, it's just it's acting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, today I think this may have been the controversy we were talking about. The Egyptian, one of the I don't know if it's the head coach or one of the coaches actually got a yellow card.
Oh yeah. That happened in was it the Mexico game with
It may have
England?
happened then too. But
There was a lot of yellow cards in that one. Like a player, one of the players got a yellow card on the sideline. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I
crazy.
guess there was one game where the two benches were barking at each other for something, and it's been pretty crazy. So
yeah, and then that one England player who jumped over like the sign and ends up breaking his wrist or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He's a bench player.
Substitute.
He gets injured, can't play. And he also got a yellow card that game, I think.
That's right.
For being on the bench. Like he was like holding the ball or something like that.
Too funny.
A memorable World Cup for that. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It definitely has piqued my interest in more to try and find more soccer on TV, and makes me wonder about some of the U.S. players and whether or not, like the MLS, for example, it's not a top tier league in the world.
No,
but we are getting a lot of players that are sort of the end of their careers, and I wonder if that leads to better things down the road.
Most I think of the U.S. current players, I think play overseas. And I know the MLS either seems to get like the second tier of guys from the U.S. or, like you said, they get European players at the very end of their career. Like Messi, for instance, plays in Miami right now.
And the Fire just signed somebody big.
They
Lewandowski.
signed from Poland.
I saw signs for that. I was like, oh, like he was a great player. I don't know if he still is or not.
Poland. Yeah, so that'll be good for them. I remember when David Beckham came.
Yep.
From England, and he played for, what was it, LA Galaxy, I think it was.
Yep. For
like 5 years or something like that. So yeah, I mean, occasionally the MLS gets a star, and I think Messi came over when Miami was like brand new, and he's been there for 2 or 3 years now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
but I think soccer continues to gain popularity in the U.S., and I think this World Cup will only help that by a lot.
Yeah, well, they made some money off of it too.
I know a lot of kids around here play it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a very popular youth sport. For whatever reason, it hasn't translated into commercial success, I think, for the U.S. at large, at least as like a major league. But because they made the round of 16, the U.S. Soccer Association gets $16 million in prize money from FIFA. And this is the first time that the prize money is being split equally between the men and the women team.
That's good. That's how it should be.
Yeah. So
I know women have been fighting for that for a long time.
And they've been a way better team for a lot longer.
Yeah, right. Because I know they've won the Olympics before. They've won the World Cup recently, right? The U.S.
I'm not sure. I don't know. But I'm looking at the financials for this, and U.S. Soccer keeps 20% of the prize money. So the remaining 80% gets split equally between men's and women's players who make the World Cup roster. And essentially it equates to $246,153.85 per player.
Nice.
So what is that? One at bat for Shohei?
Yeah, right. Well, I know, what is it? The Cubs shortstop, Dansby Swanson, his wife is on the U.S. national team. I know, who was it? Zach Ertz, his wife used to play for the national team. I don't know if she still does. But yeah, there's a lot of good women. With Dennis Rodman's daughter, was it Trinity Rodman, I think, plays in the U.S. national team. So yeah, there's bloodlines, man.
Well, good for U.S. and good for equal split. I think it's probably about time.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'll keep watching it. It'll be good.
Yeah, there really isn't anything else that I care to watch on TV anyway at the moment. So
I know, what is it? I think it's English Premier League is sometimes on USA. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll catch that every once in a while. And Apple TV now has like an exclusive thing for MLS as well.
Okay.
So there's definitely options out there. I feel like soccer is available all year, just based on geography. and different countries and leagues playing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw, Portugal lost. And I think, what's his name? Cristiano Ronaldo announced that this will be his final World Cup. Yep. I feel like that guy's been around forever.
Yeah. And then Neymar for Brazil.
Yes.
Also has said this is his last one too. But Brazil had kind of a weird team. They put out like a bunch of old guys out there. And I guess they kind of looked the part.
God, I remember them in their heyday.
Yeah, they were
watching. Was it Ronaldo, Romaldo, Roberto Carlos? Remember the guy? I think he was just referred to as Hulk. This big midfielder who was just like built like an NFL football player. And I really think his name on his jersey was Hulk. So, yeah.
Well, we're down to, let's see, we've got France versus Morocco, Spain versus Belgium, Norway versus England, Argentina versus Switzerland so far.
Okay.
I think is that all that's left?
It should be final 8. It should be down to 8.
Yeah, that's it. So that's the final 8. Those games start July 9th. We got France and Morocco, Spain and Belgium, Norway, England, Argentina, Switzerland.
So you've got 6 European countries left. 1 from Africa, which is Morocco, and then 1 from South America, being Argentina.
Yep.
Wow. I think at this point, it's kind of anybody's tournament right now. I know, obviously, the world number 1 is still in it, but yeah, I could see. I mean, I'm no soccer expert, but I don't know how good Morocco really is. They're obviously good enough to get this far, but hey, any one of those teams could win it. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the one that jumps out to me right away is Norway, England. I think that'll be a fun game.
Yeah, for sure.
But Spain, Belgium should be good as well. And I'm not sure how good Switzerland is against Argentina, but when you're down to 8 teams, it is.
Yeah,
these are good. These are good.
Everybody's
good players. And I
think Argentina proved today that they could be beatable.
Yep.
So. I know we'd spend this much time on soccer.
I know, right? Who would have thought? FOJ.
I love it.
We adapt to the times.
Hey, we're never
too old to learn. We grow, we evolve, we mutate.
As you have said, never too old to learn.
Yeah, that's right. It's okay to get smarter, Jay.
That's right.
Let's see. Chicago trip last week for me. Started off with a direct drive from O'Hare directly to Portillo's to get a couple hot dogs, only onions, cheese fries, and a Coke,
chocolate cake,
and a piece of chocolate cake, and that was the only meal I made all day. I ate all day, so I saved up my entire calorie budget for that one.
Nice.
Yeah. It was hot. It was humid. What else? Did some hot pot while I was there. So I think we talked about last time, but I have a recommendation. It is in Arlington Heights. Okay. It is MAAX Asian Barbecue and Hot Pots. MAAX. It used to be in, I think there was like some other restaurant that was there before them, but it's, was it right off of Algonquin Road?
Okay.
Fantastic. And again, hot pot's one of those things is like you pay like an all-you-can-eat buffet. This one is a little bit more expensive, but it was really good. Hard to top. I actually ate there twice while I was there.
Nice.
Yeah, I took a client out for lunch one day, and then got my Chicago brothers, who were all in attendance, and their significant others. We went out Saturday and did it again. So it was fantastic.
How many brothers do you have that live here?
2.5.
Well, I know one. I know one's part time.
Yeah, so that's the half. So 2 live there full time.
So the 3 youngest.
Shout out to Art, who
the 3 youngest live here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Charles is in Florida, and I am not. And
Charles is everywhere.
Yeah, Alex splits between there and Vegas, and yeah, Art and Mike are there full time. And congratulations to Art, who has become a homeowner within the last couple of weeks.
Hey, congratulations!
And all the joys that entails.
Yeah. Most are good. Most are good.
Yep.
Where did he settle?
Warrenville.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So congrats to him. And I know he occasionally listens, as does Mike. I have invited both of them to come on the show, and I'm not sure what we would talk about. Probably video games, movies, and music. But
I'm all
we'll
about
see.
it. Sure. Yeah. Hey, anybody can be a friend, especially if they're related.
Yes, exactly. Let's see. So food. I did get the opportunity to drive the brand new Rivian R2 out there.
Okay, what brought you to that? Did you go to a dealer?
So yes. So
okay.
I think we've talked about this, and the Rivian R2 is what I currently have 2 deposits down for.
Yeah, yes.
My car and then my wife's replacement for the Rivian R1S that we currently have. That lease runs out in December. I found out a couple weeks ago where I am in the order queue. So as of June 30th, I think it was, I am 4 to 8 weeks out.
Okay.
From being able to place my order. So now we are roughly
for Barb's
for my car, because I don't have a car right now.
So you have moved to the front of the line.
Yes, because we have 2, and because we already have a lease for the other one. So I was like, okay, cool. Can't go any faster. Okay. All right. Well,
now, okay. You said you could place the order for 48 weeks. Now, once you place the order, how long will it take after that?
Another 48 weeks.
Okay, so you're looking at
somewhere between 8 and 16 weeks.
Yeah, 2 to 4 months.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
So hopefully it'll go sooner than later.
So by the end of November, by Thanksgiving, we're hoping to have one.
If I can survive without a car for that long, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is already posing some challenges, but it's fine. I travel enough where I should be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So while I was there, I was like, oh, okay. There is no Rivian dealer close to us. And so it's like an hour away to the service center or whatever. And so I was like, oh, well, let me check and see if they're doing any test drives. And I just happened to luck into, here's a spot. So I texted Barb, hey, do you want to go on Thursday and drive this car? And she's like, hell yeah. So we went and drove it. The person who was supposed to be in front of us never showed up, apparently. So we had extra time. And I tell you, it was great. Give them your license, sign a waiver, and they're like, here are the keys. Have fun. Like, didn't even come out with us on the test drive.
How long were you gone?
40 minutes.
Okay.
So we drove it. I drove around half the time. She drove around half the time. And, kick tires on it. It is a great vehicle. They are going to sell a lot of these.
So definitely confirmed what you had hoped for, what you were hoping to get. Did you drive it on the highway?
I didn't get on the highway, but I did get up to like 60 miles an hour just to kind of hear the noise.
Would that take like 2 seconds?
So the 0 to 60 is listed as 3.6.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, which is plenty fast. Yeah. It's an SUV. It's square, boxy with some rounded edges, but it's a great vehicle. It's going to do really, really well. I think for people who can afford it and who are looking at electric. I think it's going to do really well in a couple of years when this first batch comes off lease.
Sure.
And most of the depreciation has hit it. You're probably looking at, so the maxed out spec that you can buy right now is under 60,000. It's like 58.
When you throw in the fact that you don't have to put gas in it and you don't have to change the oil on it, that's not bad.
No. So
I don't know, obviously depending on what you put down, but I mean, car payment, of maybe $800-900 bucks a month. You take away all the gas. That's very competitive to what people are paying right now.
And that's great range. It's over 300 miles of range.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I said, it's going to do really well. I get it. It's an EV. People still need to figure out how that fits into their lifestyle, but it is still expensive. But for a new car. The average price of a new car is already $50,000 in the US.
No doubt.
So when you're talking about, let's call it a 10% premium to have something like this, which is definitely a step up. It's fast. And like I said, the maintenance on it is basically just tires and windshield washer fluid. That's it.
And you're seeing more and more EV chargers around.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I see probably once a week, I see a new spot where, those weren't there before.
Yeah. They're being upgraded and added. Like it's somewhat chicken and egg, right? It's like, okay, range anxiety. Well, there's a gas station every corner. So of course I've been fully electric for 6-7 years now. Have not had a problem doing road trips at all. But I get it. There's some things to think about. I would not recommend an EV for anybody who does not have a level 2 charger at home, which does cost a little money. It's like $500 for the charger, and then plus electrician to get it installed, which might be another $500 to $1,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard like $1,000 to $2,000 to get those things.
That seems pretty average, and a lot of that's dependent on the house and the wiring and you know, what the options are around that. But there's still a cost associated with that. But having that is such a big quality of life improvement for anybody with an EV. It's the same as plugging in your phone at night and waking up to a full battery every day.
Now, do you know, can you finance the installation? Like, is that part of the car itself? Like,
not typically.
When you're buying an EV and you want to put a charger at home, do they give you the charger at home for your house, but you have to pay to install it? Is that what's going on? Or
it depends. Like sometimes you'll find deals where like the dealer might throw in a charger, you know, for free or whatever, and then you've got to pay for it. Some will, like I think Ford for a while was doing like a credit to have like an electrician come out and put it in. So there's definitely like incentives around it.
Yeah. Okay.
Electric companies, shockingly, have incentives as well to like install it in your house. So ComEd probably has something. I know Duke here in North Carolina did. So there are definitely like rebates and things like that you can, you know, try to go after. But it's typically not, I wouldn't roll it into the car payment itself, right? Then you're paying like crazy interest on something like that. But it's usually a separate purchase. But usually you can usually find some sort of incentive to get it done.
Do you have to get a second one, or do you already have two from the Polestar that you had?
So we just have one, and we've only ever had one, and we've never had a problem.
What do you just alternate nights?
Just alternate, share it like we need it. Like, you know, mine.
Well,
I don't travel as much, but so it's easier for me. But yeah, plug in, and there's enough range in both of them where it's like, yeah, we're talking like 250, 300 miles of range.
Yeah,
you know, the odds of either one of us both driving 300 miles in one day in different cars is extremely remote.
Sure. Okay.
And so, yeah, we just have one charger, and that's the way we've done it for years, 4 or 5 years now that we've been, or whatever, how long it's been. So,
and how long does it take a charge from pretty much dead to full?
So dead to full, you're probably looking like 8 hours on a level 2 charger. That's the home charger that is probably charging at somewhere between 42 and 50 amps.
So that's the only downside I see if you were making a long road trip. Because, I mean, a lot of people...
if you're making a long road trip, then you're doing supercharging, which is significantly faster.
Okay.
So your home charging should be where you charge 95% of the time.
Sure.
Because it's significantly cheaper as well.
Because the supercharger is like going to the equivalent of a gas station, correct?
Yes. So those will charge, 30 minutes tops for most cars these days to go from literally 0 to like 90%.
That's not terrible.
It's not. And most of the time you're not going to 0 anyway. You're probably charging between 20% charged up to 80. That's when your fastest charging curve is. Because once you get to 80%, the charging slows and the 90% goes slower. So the closer you are to 100%, the slower the charge rate goes.
Well, you should be getting out to stretch your legs then anime.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
didn't be sitting in a car for more than 300 miles at a time anyway. So
right. I'm driving out to Raleigh next week. I'm taking the Rivian. I've got the Autonomy Plus, which is hands-free driving. So, it'll be an easy ride, 4 hours roughly to get out there. I'll charge once on the way out there just so that I have to, take a break, go to the bathroom, grab a drink, get to where I'm going. I'll probably charge close to there, and then I'm not going to really do anything while I'm there. I'll be in a hotel. And then, charge probably 2/3 the way back just because I'll need a leg stretch, and that's it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And that's, I don't know, that's a few hundred miles, from Asheville to Raleigh area.
Yeah, you can't forget the leg stretch. I learned that the hard way a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's certainly and that's with this car, which doesn't have a ton of range. I think this one only has like a 250 mile range, which is kind of the low end. Most cars now are over 300, and new battery technology is coming out. So we have a bunch of cars coming out with like 400 and 500 miles of range. Believe it or not, the Chevy Silverado with like the maximum pack is like almost 500 miles of range
for
a pickup truck. Wow. Yeah. Rivians get up there as well. So like you've got, a bigger vehicle has a lot bigger room for batteries as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I drove the R2. It's great. It's gonna do really well. And I'm looking forward to to ordering mine. Now I just got to figure out what color I want.
Hey, it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm traveling next week, and then the week after that, I go to New York, and then I think I'm home, and I don't know where I'm at in August yet. But next thing you know, it'll be time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So that was good. Saw a little bit of fireworks fireworks from the Marriott Oakbrook hotel window. As I faced north overlooking Oakbrook Mall.
Let's talk fireworks.
Yeah.
So in years past, I've gone to, the local fireworks show, whether it be Plainfield, Naperville, Bolingbrook, Lisle, whatever. I mean, I feel like every town around here has them. But the last couple of years, I have been able to get a really good fireworks show right here at home because I have neighbors that, have feel the need to invest in hundreds, probably even thousands of dollars worth of fireworks, right? So this was the first year that we had the dogs. And I don't know how your dogs do. Our dogs did very well. They were a little curious, a little on edge, but I mean, they didn't go nuts. They didn't bark. They didn't, absolutely lose their minds or anything. You could tell they were nervous, but not. It wasn't terrible. But we made it a point to stay home just to see how they would do, just to be how they do. So the guy who lives behind me, who I can assure you does not listen to this podcast, so I can trash his ass all I want, is a huge fireworks guy. And the show he put on probably rivals what Naperville, Plainfield, whatever puts on. I mean, it's pretty, as impressive as it is, it also pissed me off because the very next day, and I could hear shit landing on my house, landing on our screen and porch because we got the tin roof on it. So you could hear everything. The next day, my backyard filled with just exploded shells and bits and pieces of cardboard and all that stuff. And, I even found stuff in my front yard. My son's car had shit all over it. Do you think that I have the right to be pissed off about that? Would you be irritated by that? Or would you take it as, hey, it's 4th of July, everyone's doing it, it's just a byproduct of what it is? Now, a couple years ago, a house in our neighborhood did catch fire from fireworks. And those folks were out of their house for months. I mean, they were able to fix it and rebuild what it needed. And it's not, I mean, the house is beautiful now. But they were gone for a good 6, 7, 8 months while they rebuilt that part of the house and things like that. And I'm sure dealt with their insurance and all things like that. So that's what I tend to be afraid of. Do you think that people should? And this is shooting from the street behind us. So it's my house, his house, then the street. Do I have a right to be pissed? Should I have said something? Should I have called the cops? Should I have been, hey, this is just what it is? What would you have done in that situation?
I
did nothing.
I would be irritated for sure.
Yeah, I was irritated.
I think it's the price of living in a shared community like that. Uh-huh. I definitely would have noted if there has been a history of house fires, who is shooting off the fireworks so that we know who to go after if something bad were to happen.
Sure.
I think it's one of those no-win situations.
Yeah.
Right. If you say something, you end up being like the neighbor calling narc like you did on your dogs.
Yeah.
Which that isn't good.
I don't want to be that guy.
Right. Exactly. So I think you just kind of have to deal with it. Yeah, there's going to be rappers and.
Yeah, I had a that guy moment yesterday that I'll tell you about in a second. So, but anyway.
I think you just deal with it. But if there's something dangerous happening, right, or if there is whatever, I think that's a different story. It's all fun and games until someone loses an eye or someone's house catches fire.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and Michelle is a firework nut. She just loves them. I mean, we don't ever buy them because it's kind of like there's enough people around here that do them, so we don't have to, and it's just kind of like burning money if you really think about it. But
literally,
yeah, it really is. But even she was like, okay, that was a little too much for just being in the neighborhood. And when she says that, then I know that, yeah, it was a little too much. But anyway.
Now, do you know this person, or you just know where they're at, but you don't have any relationship with them?
We don't have any relationship with them. It's the guy that lives behind us that has 8 kids, and every other word out of his mouth starts with the letter F. And he yells at his kids, yells at his wife, just yells in general. Seems like a miserable human being, not really somebody I need to deal with. So it's probably best that I left it alone.
But puts on a hell of a fireworks show, apparently.
He does put on a heck of a fireworks show, but his backyard and his garage and his front yard all look like absolute shit. So now he's made my backyard and front yard look like absolute shit, which is kind of irritating. But, I've got most of it cleaned up already. So I guess
if you wanted to be a jerk, you could walk by and ask him when he's planning on coming over to clean up all his his debris.
Yeah.
But that probably isn't going to lead to anything good.
No, it's not. It's not. I know. And again, I don't want to turn into that old ass neighbor who's, like in the sand. Again, we'll go back to the sandlot. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Because we let the dogs out. This was yesterday. So real quick, this was yesterday. Let the dogs out. And sometimes they'll hear somebody in one of the other yards. And our yard is fenced in and all the yards are fenced and stuff like that. So, but they go running over to the fence and just start barking. And all of a sudden, the little girl that lives next door of the house where we had the issue with before, she's out there, playing and talking and all that kind of stuff. Well, they start barking at her. They can't see her, but they know she's over there. Obviously, so they bark a couple times in the backyard, and she yells, Jeff, honest to God, maybe she's probably 3, maybe 4, but she yells, "Shut up, doggies!" and Jeff, I shit you not, it just kind of came out of me. I didn't mean to say it that loud, but I think I did say it that loud. All I said was, "No, you shut up." And it just came out of me. And I'm like, it was one of those where you say it and then put your hand over your mouth, like, that kind of thing. I felt awful. I'm like, oh my God, I am turning into that old neighbor that kids are going to be talking about. And holy crap. So I immediately went in the house. I called the dogs in the house. I was just like, okay, I got to stop.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Because I'm not one of those dog owners who lets their dogs bark outside at people. If somebody starts barking, no, let's go. They don't need to hear that kind of thing. I don't let it go on. So it just kind of came out of me. I didn't need to.
Man,
I know.
Hair trigger with that temper of yours, Jason.
I know. Yeah, because I'm so high strung.
That's the thing, is it's all bottled up and it's just going to come out in a vent of rage at a 3-year-old.
I guess. I know. I felt awful. So, yeah. So if you're listening, and I know she's not, but to the lady who lives next door and to the 3-year-old who also lives next door, I'm really sorry.
No, you shut up. And that's why that 3-year-old is this week's FOJ Listener of the Week. I thought it was hilarious just hearing a 3-year-old saying, "Shut up, doggy."
I know.
Like, that's great. I'd be like, yeah, you tell those dogs what's up.
It was kind of funny, but yeah, it just, like I said, it just kind of came out of me.
All right. Well, there's probably an app for that, BetterHelp or something, if they want to sponsor the FOJ show and help Jay with his anger management issues.
Yeah, maybe I need a therapist. I don't know. I need to channel my rage in a different way. But all 3 dogs are actually down here right now.
I know. I was like watching, or once in a while I'd see a head pop up, and
they're all 3 hanging out with me right now.
So they're warming up to you.
Yeah. Charlie has got a ton better. Tux thinks he's a lap dog and sits on my lap all the time. And Peppy likes to lick my face. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie has gotten a lot better. So it's good. They're the best. They're a lot of fun. Sometimes they're a little too much fun. They do not like it when we're not home.
Yeah.
And when we come home, somebody comes home, they attack you just because they love you.
That
But
separation anxiety.
But they're 3 60-pound dogs that come at you all at the once. And you might as well just submit because, yeah.
That's a lot of dog.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 30 seconds of paw, scratch, climb, lick, all that fun stuff. And then, okay, go outside, calm down, come back in, life goes on.
Yeah. Ours are the same way. Ours are good. Pepper seems to be favoring her left rear leg, so hopefully that's nothing serious. I have to get it. It's been going on for about a week or so we have to figure it out.
It's your youngest, right?
Youngest, yeah. So kind of concerned about things like hip dysplasia, which we had that with Layla, and she went through 2 surgeries and it never kind of fixed it. But Duncan had knee surgery like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, and that's been fine since. So I think we'll have to take her in for a vet visit. And hopefully it is nothing too serious, but for whatever reason, we seem to get the dogs that require surgery. But yeah, other than that, I mean, she seems fine otherwise, like normal. But yeah, I could tell she's got like this giddy up in her hitch, when she's kind of going.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, ours are coming up on what? Let's see. They are 17 months, 18 months almost. Maybe even more than that. No, they are more than that. I'm sorry. They're like 19, 20 months now. Because they were a year in October. So yeah, okay. So, yeah, they're still puppies though. They sure act like.
Yeah,
well, Charlie
first couple
Charlie
years.
acts like an old man sometimes, but the other 2 are very rambunctious.
Yeah, Archie's 2+, and he's still a handful. Every toy in the house belongs to him.
Oh yeah,
as does Pepper's neck, head, and general body.
Yeah. Well, we have the nightly WWE in the family room, so yeah, I get it.
That's all I've got for this one. Said some travel. Got more travel coming up, but that's pretty normal for me.
Yeah, that's it for me. Baseball, and more.
I mean, a little World Cup in there too,
and some World Cup. Yeah. So yeah, not much else going on, man. Life's good.
All right. Well, hopefully this recording came through. I'm always nervous whenever I hear "oh no" halfway through, and devices change and things like that. So we'll see.
It's weird because I couldn't hear you for like 4 seconds, and then you came back, but you came back through my phone, not my headphones, but my headphones were still on. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Gotta handle your shit, dude.
I know. Someday I'll just buy a MacBook and hook it up to that, and we'll be
cheap iPad, modern iPhone. Yeah. Either of those would be fine.
I am almost time for an iPhone upgrade. I am eligible because I did pay the other one off, so it's I could, I guess, get one.
Yeah, trade them in. So if you stay on top of it, the resale value is good. So every year, new one comes out, I package up the old one, and it ends up being about $50 a month, roughly $40 to $50 a month of what my out of pocket ends up being every year.
Yeah, I think mine was. I think we were paying $32 a month. Granted, at the time I was paying for 6 of them. So
yeah, well, yeah, you got a lot of phones going on in your situation.
yeah, and I still have all 3 kids on our cell phone plan. So if I was to upgrade all of them, it would still be 5 of them. We had to pay 6 because Justin dropped one in the bottom of the lake.
Well, that's his problem. He needs to figure his shit out.
Now it's his problem. That's right. He is off the payroll, my friend.
Yeah. They want a new phone. They can pay for it. You're the man of the house, Jay.
Right.
Nothing but the best for you.
Should be that way, but we all know how that goes.
Yeah. That's why I said it here and not in front of anyone else.
That's right. Yeah, because nobody in my house listens to this. So,
all right, dude. Let's see. By the time we talk next, a few more World Cup games will have played, and we'll be down to the Final Four, I believe.
We're down to the Final Four, and Bears football next month.
Oh wow,
coming!
Can't wait. curious to see how this offseason translates to on-field success.
Yes, I am too. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. All right, dude. I will talk to you later.
I will talk to you later.
See ya.
See ya.